And so as we round out those who are live on this live feed, now I saved her for the end, and I'm gonna tell you why I'll bring her up here, because she has been at the beginning of all of these, this whole trilogy. Like anything you see Dr. Shana do, when I put it on, know that Tracy L. James is behind it, as the event curator. But this time she's showing up in a different role, and I'm so excited to introduce her as one of the Destiny Diamonds, my sister, Tracy L. James. Hey, sis.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
What's
Tracy.
going on, Crystal? Oh, my God.
We
Tracy,
here now.
We
I'm
here.
here.
So here's the thing. So you were the one that volunteered TL to show up, right? And
Yeah.
yeah,
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 that was me.
that was you. And you were one that has been obviously at every volume, every iteration of this from the inception of it all. So you've
Yes.
been in the entire process. But there was something at the end of volume 2 where, and I already knew you had a story to tell, but you either you wasn't ready to tell it before then, but that was the moment to say, now it's my time. You can tell them who you are, but then tell them, what was it that made you, Tracy, decide after all of this time being behind the scenes, because you're great at that,
Mm.
to
Yeah.
come from behind the curtain and literally take center stage? Like, what was it that prompted you to do that right now?
Okay. Well, real quick, I am Tracy L. James, and I am a Mississippi girl here in Houston who just decided that it was time for a change in her life. And um, I met Shayna at a conference
Mm-hmm.
in the midst of that shift, and we have been like tight ever since. And I truly am thankful that God brought you into my life. um During the documentary filming for volume 2
Mm.
is when that unction started, but you said you weren't doing a volume 3.
I
so
did. I said I wasn't.
so I said, well, so you ain't doing a volume 3, I guess I'm gonna have to wait until something else to tell my story. And so fast forward to the actual launch, it was a surprise to me when you all announced that there was going to be a 3. And I was like, okay, you know what, Lord? Really? Really? You did this, right? So I had in my mind the story I wanted to tell. And this story snatcher up here, this midwife, baby, she birthed something complete. I wasn't trying to tell that story. I was ashamed of that story.
Mm.
I wanted to keep that to myself. I hadn't shared those feelings outside of therapy with anyone. And Crystal was just like, come on, give me some more. There's something else there. How did that make you feel? And she just kept asking me these questions. And baby, the dam broke. And that story just fell out. And I was like, how she get me to say that? I wear the mask well. I put it on. I show up. But in that moment of sharing how I felt unloved, how I felt used, how I felt mistreated, it freed me. It freed me. And when I say to people who don't really know me, they look at the surface, they see me handling business, they see me, doing well in school, getting the scholarships, being valedictorian, you know, graduating with honors, getting the corporate jobs, doing all of these amazing things, traveling the world. But what they don't see was how I didn't really believe I was worthy to be loved properly. I didn't believe that it wasn't all right. I mean, it was okay for somebody to lie to me, to cheat on me, to talk to me any kind of way, because I didn't think I deserved it. And sitting there in that moment with Crystal, encouraging me to just allow myself to feel that emotion and understand that I'm not the only woman who's ever felt that way. I'm not the only person who's ever felt that way. But knowing that I needed to tell that story, not the other one, the one I was comfortable with telling, pregnant at 17, graduating, pregnant, giving my valedictory speech, pregnant. I've told that story. I'm comfortable telling that story. I've processed that. I've healed from that. But I hadn't fully healed from the cycle. And I do mean cycle of toxic relationships. So what you have in my story coming out, I'm coming out of that cycle. I had to break that cycle because it was destroying me. I was showing up as somebody else, who they wanted me to be, in their shadow. That's why I do so well in the background. I've been conditioned. I've been trained to be in the background.
Not anymore, honey.
Right?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm coming out, baby.
Yes.
I am coming out. And I've had some people, when they saw my title of coming out, they had some different ideas about what my coming out was. But I'm going to tell you, go check my story out. You will understand that moment when you decide you're not going to take it anymore. You want to be loved the way God intended for you to be loved.
I remember that night when you finally decided to let it go. And to see the look on your face, it was like, I needed you to keep asking me and thank you. Because it was a relief.
It was a huge relief. Because if you had just left me alone, I would have kept writing that other story.
She was trying to stay over there in the corner and just be.
She was.
In the way you come on, you like when we have our session, when they come on and when we're doing the session.
Oh, I think we lost Crystal for just a second. Yeah, the reality is you became a professional behind the scene and you were no longer allowed. Crystal, we lost you for a second. You back.
Oh, okay. I just was saying that how many of us at times will play the background and, dim the light so you don't really see our face. And that was something that Tracy was doing during our sessions. And I'd be like, I need you to turn that camera on and come out.
I would just hide because I put it like this. I had already been told you were a story snatcher. Okay.
Did you know?
So I felt like, okay, maybe if I don't cut on the camera,
she won't snatch the story.
She won't be able to see it. She won't be able to snatch it. I know I was lying to myself,
totally.
But I was trying to hold it because I was like, I don't know what story is going to come out. Trust me, there's more stories. But I didn't know what story was going to come out. And I was trying to, again, control the situation. I wanted to control the outcome. I wanted to control how people would see me.
So there's an event that deeply affects you. How did that experience shape your perspective on relationships and influence your decision to change how you manage your relationships? Can you talk about that a little bit? That event that deeply affected you?
What that moment caused me to begin to set boundaries and protect those boundaries, to protect my peace. I lost some people that I thought were my ride or dies, as they say. And as I began to not allow myself to be used and mistreated, as I tried my best to not be that person anymore and protect my space, me, people began to fall away because they couldn't handle those boundaries, because I was saying no and it was a complete sentence. And I was holding it. I wouldn't let them guilt me or manipulate me like I always did. I would tell people no, and then they would keep talking and, okay, let me see if I can work it out. Knowing good and well, I was already overwhelmed. I was already overcommitted. But because this was my friend, this was my man, I was doing these things just to be there. No more. What Dr. Shana told me to give from the salsa, baby, get from the overflow. So I am not giving from my cup no more. No more. Not even to my children. This has just been a revelation for me. It's really been a major shift for me.
It is.
You know, who's your story for? Like, is there one particular group of people, or who's this story for? Who can your story help?
This is for any woman who has lost her confidence, who has been in this space of where they feel like they're not worthy to be loved, they're not worthy to be treated well. Women who are willing to stay with a man that cheats and don't even try to hide the fact that he's cheating, and continue to stay and show up for this man 100%. That's who this story is for. You don't have to stay there. A piece of a man is not worth your peace.
Wait a minute. Say that again for the people in the back. Say that again.
A piece of a man is not worth your peace.
Somebody put that in the chat, because that's the hashtag. That's
right there is a whole.
Because I had a piece of a lot of different men, and I had no peace in none of it.
Come on.
I literally had insomnia. Literally, my doctor had me thinking I had IBS. It wasn't IBS, it was anxiety. Because of dealing with folks who treated you bad. So, baby, hold on to your peace at any cost.
You have blessed a lot of women here tonight with that one right
Listen,
there.
Sharon says she about to throw her laptop. Don't throw your laptop,
Don't
boo.
throw the laptop, boo. Don't throw the laptop.
We ain't got that. We ain't got no insurance to fix that. Don't throw your laptop. Hold on to it.
Click that link and buy that book.
Do that. And then throw your shoe throw the shoe, but don't throw the laptop. Listen. But what's so powerful, Tracy, about your story is the vulnerability, right? And all of these women, if y'all are listening, they are sharing their heart. These are the things that you've heard folks say, I only told my therapist. I ain't never told nobody out loud. These are the things that I never said. These are the things that it was difficult to even voice. I didn't have language or words for it. These are the things. And what I understand, those are the parts that have to be spoken to set you free, but as well as help set a sister free, who then sets another sister free. Like, so when we talk about changing the world, it starts with one story. And I want us to really get clear about how powerful these stories are, but from your willingness to come from behind the shadows and come into the front and be willing, because you had to be an open, willing vessel to show up in this space. And I applaud you. I do, because you good in the background, baby. My sister cold-blooded in the back. She cold. If y'all have an event that you need curated, she cold. But the true, what's the word? But the true gift that God has given you is delivering you from these things so that you can go and set another one of his daughters free. That's the real gift that he's giving you. So I am so excited that you answered the call, and that the spirit would have dropped such that we have a volume 3 for it to be told. Because a piece of a man ain't worth your piece, baby. That's a t-shirt. That's a mug. That's a whole movement. Don't play with me.
Oh, yes.
They're here for it. Okay. I'm here for it.
I'm here for all of it.
I'm so excited for you, sis, to be able to share and help other women walk into their confidence. I love it. Everything about it.
And thank you, ladies. Thank you too so much. And I know I can say this and say it's on behalf of all the Destiny Diamonds. Thank you so much for being obedient. Thank you so much for answering the call and stepping up and giving us this platform to share our stories. Because like Chantal said, I could have wrote it. I wrote 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't writing this story.
Yep.
This one would not have happened. It would not have happened. I've said, I'm going to write my autobiography.
No, but you wrote this one. Right.
Right.
This is the one that needed to be told.
Right.
So,
this is it.
So I want to make sure as we wrap this up here tonight, I guess you tell folks how to reach you, and then we want to.
I am on all social media platforms at I am Tracie L. James, and I'm that special Tracie, Tracie. Okay. You can find me everywhere just like that.
And so as we are wrapping up, I'm just so thrilled. I'm beyond thrilled.